In fact, we would like to share a few things regarding a Jutzel range of products. And Jutzel, as you know, it's a German brand, and it is one of the world leader and the best brand in the market for overhead scanners and related products. So Jutzel, in fact, when we were in HCL, people from HCL who have joined here, they will know that, okay, we have sold the Jutzel range of products to many customers, the overhead scanners, even the archive writer. So we'll be talking about these products today. I would like to share a few things before we start actually. See, everybody is talking of digital world today. So even Modi ji is promoting a lot of digitization, lot of digital India movement. So, you know, there are many advantages of physical storage of digital documents over the physical records. See, one of the main advantages of converting the physical records into the digital record, it is the documents you are able to retrieve very fast. See, physically, if you have a very large record room and you have to search for a particular document, it takes a lot of time to search for a particular document. But when you digitize these documents and store into a software, you're able to access any documents within a fraction of a second. Secondly, the physical documents, it is possible that sometime you lose the physical document. So when you lose the physical document, the information on the physical document is also lost. But when you convert this into a digital form and store into a digital media, you can retrieve the information once again very easily. So you don't have to worry whether the physical document is lost, not lost, is there, not there, where it is. You can get the information very fast, and there is no the prevention of loss of information as the physical document will be lost. Secondly, from the when the documents are digitized and it is stored into a central repository, anybody can access from anywhere in the world over the internet. People sitting at, let's say the physical document is in Delhi and somebody needs that particular document in Chennai. The earlier we used to take a photocopy and send it uh, through courier, but now storing at a central repository the digital document, anybody can access any document immediately. So remote access is possible through digitization. Secondly, the physical document, if you have one copy, only one person can view the physical document at a time. But when it is converted to a digital document, n number of viewers, n number of users can view the same document at a single point of time. So there is no restriction of one copy. Anybody can access any time in the world. Secondly, the storage time is reduced, storage cost is reduced, the storage space is reduced, and then in case you have to circulate these copies to multiple people. In case of physical document, you have to circulate, you have to take photocopies or print out, and you spend a lot of money on that, taking photocopies, print out, and then you distribute the photocopies. But here you don't have to do that. You may be required to only send an email or through any electronic media. So there is no cost involved in duplication of this. So it's an efficient and fast distribution of document through digital media. The security of document also is maintained here, because physical documents, if you send it from one place to other place, it may get lost and all those things during transit. But here, digital document, you don't require any there is no loss of document in the digital case. So, and lastly, the majority of the physical records, documents over a period of time would become fragile, and they need careful handling. However, with the digital document, there is no need to handle the physical document, and thereby you can avoid further deterioration of the physical documents. So these are the many advantages of storing the document in a digital format over physical storage. So we will go through the various processes. The first is the conversion of physical records to digital records. The conversion of physical records to digital records, it is done by overhead scanners. So we will cover that. Second is the conversion of digital records to microfilm records. See, microfilm, as you know, it's a media which can store the, you can store the, one second. Yeah, you can store on the microfilm for almost 500 years. It's no media in the world currently has got a life which is close to 500 years except the microfilm. So we have an equipment called archive writer. We will cover that also. And then finally, from the microfilm, whenever you want to retrieve the data, you can convert this once again into a digital media. So we have microfilm scanner for that. So the complete cycle is for the complete cycle, whatever the equipments are required, the complete range is there. So we'll be discussing one by one the complete all the equipments related to this. So now over to Mr. Gujral. Maybe you can start now, sir.
Thank you. Welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining today. As Mr. Sandhu has mentioned, that in today's world, especially with COVID and restriction on movement, having documents available online is most critical. In fact, all of us were faced with a scenario where suddenly the entire country went into a 6 weeks lockdown, and a lot of people, organizations who required critical records didn't have access. So, so conversion of record to digital media has acquired more significance now in view of the changed circumstances in the world. And more organizations will feel the critical need to have records available online, even if they're kind of sitting at their home, working from home, or in a remote location. I will request Piyush, who's our business development manager, to go through the presentation. I will intervene wherever there is a need. Essentially, Micrographics India has been in business for over 30 years. We were a highly specialized company initially, doing microfilming service, basically. We've been working with most of the major national institutions, including National Archives of India, Nehru Memorial Museum, some of the state archives, Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts, and several ministries, basically. But as the technology changed and the environment changed, we have been keeping abreast, and we are the sole distributors now for Zoidschild range, which is the highest quality scanners and reprographic equipments in the world. So essentially, it is known as scanners because Zoidschild remains at the front end of technology all the time. So important thing, as we believe our motto is that we have to provide the highest quality equipment, the best quality service, and a customized hand-holding support to the clients. So once we do this, then then you are sure that the client, once they start with you, they will always remain with you. So most of our business, in fact, 50-60% of our clients have more than 15-20 years. Also, in the current scenario, there is a little bit of a challenge that budgets are limited, government department budgets have been cut, but we still feel in the entire country there are several hundred organizations who believe that their records are of such critical nature and who can still afford to set up centers where they can digitize, convert records to microfilm, and then have a complete disaster proof kind of an insurance of records. And And also sometimes when the challenge comes that when you're selling a 30 rupees or a 40,000 rupees scanner, current competitions, the margins are very, very low. And you have to sell 100 scanners probably to have a 2.5, 3 lakh rupees gross margin. But though our equipments are more expensive, but once the clients look at it, they see the utility, they definitely want to have equipment like that. In the last 1 or 2 weeks, we've given demos to some government organizations, and we found that the people who have come for demos have been really impressed with the quality, with the functioning, and so selling one equipment of Zoetel would probably give you more margin than selling 25 other smaller scanners. Effort involved probably maybe 5 times, but the returns are much better. And then there is an ongoing relationship in terms of maintenance contracts and others. So I'll now request Piyush to go through the presentation. And wherever you have any clarifications or questions, you can ask us basically, and I think as we keep moving along. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Sandhu and Mr. Gujral. So, the importance of microfilming, digitization of documents has been established. So, my focus of this presentation will be that why we are the best one to deliver these kind of solutions, and why Joshel is the number one choice for all the organizations all across the world, right? So, this is how we give our value proposition, that we digitize and preserve critical records of organization. This has been established, right? But why that the highly advanced, robust, and sophisticated German equipment? So I'll explain you that why we call it highly advanced, why it is robust, and why it is sophisticated. That you will know later in the presentation. So these are our offerings that we provide, from microfilming to the digitization services, from software development, your document management services. We provide each and everything which is related to your information preservation. I'll go to the next slide. And these are our products offerings. So starting from our A3 size Zeta, Zoshel Zeta is a highly compact book scanner. It is provides true color resolution and true scanning. Right, and starting with the latest offerings from Joshel is OSQ, which I'll be explaining later in the presentation. It covers A0, A1, A2 size, and based on CMOS technology and use line CCD. Uh, and we have our archive writer OP800. So used for, it's a robotic system used for conversion of documents to microfilm. Right. And we have Delta Micro SD scanner, which is used for scanning microfilming, microfilm rolls and microfiche, and other other microfilm document microfilm solutions. Right. So we'll start with our low cost offerings, that because during this time of pandemic, many organizations, they are looking for low cost scanners. So we deal with Caesar, Paper Vision, Book Scan 1000. I mean, they provide equally good resolution, not that great with Joshel, but those organizations who are low in budget, they can afford these scanners. So Bookscan 1000 is like something which most of the organizations they prefer, which are like not government organizations but private organizations or MSMEs, those who are looking for digitizing their documents. Right. Now comes our high resolution Joshel scanners. So starting from Zeta series, it covers A3 size documents till A3 size. Then we have OS 15,000. We have two models in OS 15,000. OS 15,000 Comfort and Advanced. So I mean, the if I tell you about the features, so um, it the DPI, it goes up to 600 DPI, and it's true resolution. There is no interpolation of any kind of any scanning. So whatever you will see, I mean, whatever you see from your naked eye, you will see from the scanner itself, and it's overhead, so no damage to the documents. Even your fragile documents, everything is safe in these scanners. And right now we are promoting OSQ, so it's like one of the best scanners in the world, most uh, robust, highest resolution, goes up to 1200 dpi. And I mean, this is like, if Joshel, people call Joshel as a Mercedes Benz of the scanner, so this is the topmost model of this brand, right? And it covers A0, A1 and A2 size. So I mean, these are the product advantages of Zeta. I mean, it's compact, no glare for users, high scan speed, and high quality output data. So once, like, all the libraries, all the uh, like we have libraries in colleges, universities, hospitals, even hotels. They take these scanners for their use, and it's quite robust. I'll show the video of OS 15,000 because this will I can you can visualize that what we are saying. Is audio audible?
The audio of this video is not audible.
Okay. Wait. So I guess maybe because it's from YouTube, so Microsoft is not supporting the audio. Uh,
Anyway,
Let
I
me
think
see.
video should be sufficient.
There's a lag in the video also. Just see, the video is also not very smooth.
Just a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, it is okay now.
So like here you can see that your hand is totally free, and am I audible? So like as we have seen that how robust the scanning part was, and you can see the resolution of the scanning. So it's like one of the best in the world. So any doubts, any questions?
I would just like to add basically
Mm-hmm.
that some of these devices that we have supplied to clients, like OS 15,000 is installed in Bhandarkar Oriental. The last 2 3 years, it has done more than lakhs, I think 15 20 lakhs scans, and it's going on and on. So these German equipments, when we call them Mercedes Benz, means you can use them for 15 16 hours a day and continue to use them. And some of these German Zollstock range of book scanners were about 120 of them were imported into the country in a million books project, which was a project of Carnegie Mellon and Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and they had given it to all the major repositories and archives and institutions, and about 50 60% of them are still functioning after 15 years, after having done crores of scans. So the quality is very high, and during the entire operation, the operator's hands are free. In fact, there is a foot pedal along with every scanner, so that the scan that you are doing is through the foot pedal, and your hands are free for turning pages or whatever. So what you see here is that even if there's a thick book, there is a book cradle which automatically balances and makes it uniform. And depending upon the budget available with the client, we can offer a comfort model or an advanced model. Once you understand the specifications, then of course you can ask more questions and then match it with the client's requirements. So Piyush,
Right,
yeah,
right. And additionally, like the these scanners, they provide additionally lot of add-ons with softwares. So like one of the edtech company, they wanted to digitize all the mathematical questions and digits, printed digits into OCR. So I mean they are using. So I came to know that they are using OS 15,000 uh, for this purpose. Right. So I mean, so this scanner provides lot of kind of enhances your productivity in the end, right? And this is OS 12,002 for larger document size A2. We can I'll just show a quick preview of this video, right?
Yeah.
So this was recorded outside India. Uh, so you can see that the functioning is very smooth, very easy, and there is no damage to the document.
So typically in an 8-hour shift, we found that you can do 2400, 2500 scans, and which amounts to about pages. So in a day, if somebody wants to probably run 2 shifts or something, you can do 10,000 pages, true color, original. And so in a month, your productivity could be almost about 2.5 to 3 lakh pages just from one scanner.
Right.
I had a question. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, we can
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
you.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm Disilva here.
Yeah.
This has a curve correction for the
Yes,
software,
yes, it
right?
has. It has. In fact, it has a patented book curve correction software.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And
somebody who really wants a very advanced one, there is a hardware and a software combination of perfect book, basically. And if you want, at the end, we could probably show you a video of that also, how the perfect book works. Yes.
mhm, mhm. And there's no auto page turning option in this.
No, auto page turning actually started with a big bang 10 or 12 years ago. But
Uh-huh.
normally what happens is that these high quality scanners are being used by organizations who have critical, fragile and old records and others, And in an
Mhm.
automatic page turning system, there is a
Mhm.
robotic arm which is actually turning the pages. And that
Correct.
arm is applying pressure on it's some kind of a friction or some kind of a vacuum kind of a thing, equal pressure on every page. And a lot of
Mhm.
times they found that the documents were getting damaged because the
Mhm.
the machine pressure was more than what
Mhm.
the document could handle. And also in
Got
our
it.
country, basically, labor is so cheap that you really don't feel that you need to, because every book or every manuscript requires a different kind of careful handling.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that is what it has not been a successful thing. These scan robots and others have been available since 2000, but I don't think
Mhm.
more than 2, 3, 4 systems have got sold, and they're also they've not been very successful. Plus, it adds
Okay.
on to a
And
cost substantially, basically. This,
okay.
ah,
And
yeah,
I got it. Got it. The other one is regarding the OCR, ICR thing.
yes,
Um, does it come equipped with the
it can
OCR
come.
software?
Yeah, no, but it doesn't do ICR. It does OCR only, and
Okay.
for ICR, I think probably one has to take a separate module. But ICR, there are some different companies, some Israeli company or something. But OCR
Okay.
can come with as a part of the system only.
So you have your own OCR software, or you're
Yes.
also using
So
the
Zoidshell has a proprietary OCR also.
proprietary?
Yeah, it has
Okay.
a proprietary OCR and gives a fairly high degree of accuracy. And
Okay.
so it can come along with the
Done.
scanner. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is OSQ0. So it's like one of the best scanner currently available in the world, and it fulfills all the highest degree of certifications or standards that you can count, like Metamorphose, FATG, ISO 19264. So, and it's like, so it's very robust, very powerful, and provides one of the best resolution. So it goes up to 1200 dpi, which no other scanner currently gives that kind of results. Right. So, and it follows the technology. It's although it is CMOS, but it follows RGB line sensor technology. So it's one of the own kind of. So it's kind of. I. So we don't know whether it is patented, but it is something which has been implemented by Joshua only, and
Yeah. So so essentially, Zoidshell is spending a substantial portion of its revenues in R&D, and this OSQ series got launched last year, and it is a quantum leap in terms of imaging technology. So earlier for archival scanning, they used to talk in terms of trilinear CCDs, which used to give a true color image. The technology which is used by the digital cameras, and you all know that digital cameras, the ones which are being used by professionals also generally go up to 40 megapixels and things like that. But digital camera technology is CMOS technology. And over a period of time, both the technologies have been evolving and improving basically. And so the OSQ series takes the benefit or the advantages of both and combines it into this product. And so it is known as the CMOS, but with the line sensor. Normally in a CMOS equipment, and there is our competitor I2S, for instance, which is selling a CMOS scanner with 71 megapixels, one with 50 megapixels. But in a CMOS chip, typically, what happens is that it has a combination of red, green, and blue pixels. But these are not identical number. Red and blue pixels are half the number of green pixels. When the image is clicked, then through the software or through the CMOS chip technology, it interpolates and it gives you a final figure, a final picture, which is an interpolated picture. From a human eye point of view, you feel everything is absolutely fine and you've got a great quality of picture. But when people start looking at the imaging technology and what is going on behind the scene, then you know that it is an interpolation. In case of trilinear CCDs, there are three lines which are R for red, green, and blue. These are all identical number of pixels. So if you've seen in the scanner operation that there is a cold light which is moving from back to front in Zoitzschel scanners. So number one, what happens is that even very fragile documents are not damaged, because in earlier microfilms or scanners, you would see that there are four lamps burning on four sides and which are illuminating the document. But then fragile records can get damaged with little bit of heat also and things. So in case of this CCD technology, when the white line is moving vertically from horizontally from back to front, the red characters are getting captured by the red CCD, the green are by the green, and the blue. So there is no interpolation, and you are capturing the true color of the original picture. So in the OSQ series, now they have taken an advantage that they have line sensors combined with CMOS, and they give you the highest resolution without interpolation. And as Piyush also mentioned, that this is a quantum leap in technology where if you actually Google and try to find out the highest resolution in overhead scanners, the maximum that any other competition or manufacturer has in the world is 600 dpi. But OSQ series takes you to 1200 dpi. Plus, it's a very fast scanner. Most of the other scanners or competition, when they are doing an A0 size scan, the whole cycle takes almost about 30 seconds to 1 minute. Most of them are closer to a minute, basically. And in OSQ series, Zoitzschel scanners can do the entire cycle in less than 10 seconds. So there, it makes a substantial difference. Also, if you see vertically on top, there is a horizontal kind of a receptacle in which the scan head is moving. So,
Yeah, sir. Should I play the video first?
You know, I'll just show here and then they can corroborate with the video later. So what is actually happening in the normal scanning technology, there is a fixed overhead scan head, and there is a large size document on the base which is being captured. Now, if you see the difference between the distance between the scan head to the center point of the document, maybe let's say 100 centimeters, but the distance between the scan head to the edges of the document will be maybe 105 or something like that, because obviously they are the edges and the center point is the closest. So what is again happening in most of these fixed scan head technologies is that there could be a difference in the proportion in terms of the edges and the center. In Zoidshell equipment, what is happening is that when the scan head is moving from back to front, it is actually taking first the full length or width of the document at the back, and then it is moving forward. So it is the distance between the scan head to the document, all portions remains more or less the same. So you are getting, in terms of proportional accuracy, also is very, very high. So these are some of the things which the competition doesn't have. And also for organizations like survey departments or organizations which have the need for high accuracy engineering drawings, technical drawings, maps, or some other things, where every 1 millimeter also on the digitized thing makes an impact. These scanners kind of meet all the requirements. Now you can show this.
Yeah, right.
आपके लिए का फोन है
Here you can see the DPI is 1200.
Yes, you can see.
These are the books which cannot be opened fully, you know, some old books, very, very old books cannot be opened fully. So 90 degrees or something, then you can use this for.
So like all the PSUs, CSIR labs, DRDO labs, they'll definitely appreciate this kind of technology, and they need these kind of equipments for their own productivity.
So you will have to actually identify within your own states or states that which are the very, very large organizations which are into maps, surveys, or engineering drawings, or you could having the construction companies or public sector undertakings which are having their own huge number of drawings, technical drawings, and things like that. So those niche customers will have to be identified, and then one would have to go to them and try and convince them that, look here, this is a one time investment and it will last you for next coming foreseeable future 8, 10, 15 years, and their records and drawings and whatever critical information is there, that will be stored as true as the original.
So like so after scanning and everything, we as like Mr. Sandhu mentioned in the beginning, that documents, I mean anything can happen to the digital documents, right? It can crash, documents can crash, your server can crash, right? Maybe anything like a fire or anything can destroy your documents and your critical records. So here comes the solution, which we call it microfilming. So this is a long-term archiving of a digital data, all the important activities, all the important documents for archives, libraries, another institution, they need safe solutions. So how Archive Writer works? So this is Archive Writer. It converts your digital documents into the microfilm. Microfilm is made of a polyester which has a life expectancy of over like more than 450 years and goes up to 450 to 500 years, and it is totally like tamper proof. No one can hack it, no one can steal data from it, and it is a very secure solution, and it saves your space also. It takes only 1% of your document size. I mean a single microfilm pack like with the size of a pack of a cigarette, it can cover it can like hold 3000 up to 3000 images. And so
Right, Hari,
I mean
right.
this is so hello, yeah, hello, hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Continue.
So like the OP800 is like one of the most sophisticated system for I mean we have many archive writers in the world, but OP800 is a purely robotic system, and it can like it convert your document in a very minimum time, maximum resolution. And so we don't have any video for OP800 yet, but like if sir would like to add anything on this thing.
No, essentially, as we mentioned, that Zochel is in the forefront of R&D on every kind of imaging equipment. So this device has been designed primarily to cover every kind of document, from the smallest document to the largest image A0 size, on one frame. Some of the competitors' products are actually, if you have an A0 size image, then they are splitting that image into 4 parts, and then they are joining that image, stitching that image digitally, and then putting it on the frame. Number two, most of the other competitors' products are giving a resolution which could be 9 megapixels, but again, through software, they are putting 9 frames in one, on one bigger frame. So they call it that we have got 81 megapixels. But essentially, what is happening is that they are putting 99 megapixels images and combining them into one. So in Zoetschel's case, they created the first machine which was 81 megapixel in the first go itself on a single frame without switching. But now what we are offering, and there is an equipment that we have sold to the Prime Minister's museum, which is coming up in Nehru Memorial Museum. The archive writer there has 133 megapixels at one go itself. So if you are looking at the quality of the image, you will find that once a microfilm has been created, and I hope all of you are aware, and have you seen a microfilm primarily what it is or no?
No,
Have
we
you
have not seen.
all seen? Hello?
No, they are telling they have not seen.
Huh?
They are telling they have not seen.
Not seen. Then when I could probably, what I will do, just a minute, just 1 minute.
See, it is basically like a X-ray film, and the size of this film, microfilm, which comes out of this archive writer, it is of two different dimensions. One is 16 mm and the other is 35 mm. So even the A0 size document, when you scan and when you convert into a microfilm, the entire information of the A0 size document can be stored on a 35 mm microfilm. So it is like an X-ray film. It comes in the form of a roll.
Okay, I will just show it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, now can you switch off the thing, Piyush, so that I can come on the screen?
Yes, sir.
I'm on the screen.
Yes, you are
Okay.
on the screen.
Okay, can you see that this is a box which is the size of a kind of a 4 inches by 4 inches. This is a 35 millimeter frame. This one.
No, we are not able to see that.
Can you all see?
You have to see the search screen.
No,
I mean, it is not shared.
It is not shared, I think.
No, you have to see me physically. Actually, that's it.
No, but your video is not enabled, I believe.
Okay.
My video is my video is on.
I don't know. Others are able to see or not. Acha, because I'm not able to see. Okay. Anyway, continue then.
Now, can you see this? I'm just saying here. This is a spool.
Yeah.
This was the original box. This is the original box. This is about 4 inches by 4 inches by about 1.5 inches. This has a spool like this, which has a roll. If you see these are frames. These are one full page of Times of India newspaper. So about in a 35 millimeter roll, about 1400 of these frames would come at one time, So, and this has a life of 500 years. Now there is a smaller size box, which is 16 millimeter, which is about 1 inch wide, but again 4 inches by 4 inches, like a cigarette packet. Again, the spool is like this, and you can see the images here. Here, if you see these images, every frame has one full A4 size document in it. I hope all of you can see this. Okay, this is what the archive writer is converting, and it's converting at the rate of 1200 documents per hour. So that, in a day, this archive writer, which is a robotic system, is able to convert almost about 10 to 12,000 images onto the microfilm at a very, very high resolution. And as you can see, this microfilms are basically images on polyester film, which does not disintegrate over a period of time. And because the resolution is 133 megapixels, you could, this could also work as a slide, for instance, that you could cut a microfilm, put it on a slide, and you could project it on the wall, and it will not pixelate. So the biggest advantage, when we keep talking about quality and everything, Like Nehru Memorial has bought the high-end scanner, which was the 14,000 series. And because they keep having exhibitions and they have photographs which are originally taken in 4 inches by 6 inches size or something like that. And they have to scan those, and then ultimately when exhibitions are taking place, then they have to blow up those images to maybe 4 feet by 6 feet or something like that. And invariably, so far, we were observing that whenever you go, there is a pixelation in those portraits, big portraits in the exhibition panels. So now that they have started using our equipment, once they blow up those images, even a small image which is scanned at such a high resolution, when they enlarge it to 3 feet by 4 feet also, the image quality is going to be far, far superior in terms of this. So that is why the whole emphasis, as I'm saying, is that for product in the world of every kind, there are different manufacturers and others. But then there is a certain category of clients who are definitely discernible, who definitely want that, yes, we should have the highest quality. And that those are the clients that we need to honestly identify and focus our efforts on. These are expensive equipments. They are available on GEM, but we have to see in our area who could be the prospective clients who will really be able to afford it, basically.
Yeah, I would also like to add that from past few months, we are doing a lot of, marketing, and we can see that a lot of people are showing good trust. They are replying back. Although in email marketing, we don't expect a reply from a cold email, but they are replying back. So there is a requirement in the industry. There is a requirement in the sector. Only thing that we need to focus on is that we need to capture and we need to talk to them and demonstrate our product. They will definitely appreciate. And here comes our micro delta SD plus. So once your microfilm has been made, and suppose the disaster which I have mentioned, it occurs. Now you need your files back, right? Are lost, but you have your microfilm. So this scanner helps you in retrieving your documents again into your document management system or to your computer server. And so within, suppose you lost, let's say 4,000, 5,000, 40,000 data. So within 4 hours, you are back on the track. We can see how it works.
Not working, Piyush?
Is it fine?
Yeah, it is working.
Maximize it. Try again. It's not working.
Are you not able to
No, we can't.
Visible.
I don't think we can see.
Visible.
It's
Huh?
visible
No,
for
it's
everyone,
visible.
sir.
It's visible.
Visible and the sound also on.
Yeah, it is okay.
Acha?
Yeah.
I don't know why my screen is not showing. Anyway, then
No,
please
it's
go ahead. Go ahead.
Like as you can see that microfilm like as we can see that potential clients are like all the government bodies, those who need this. Corporate archives are very important. They need to save HR records and everything, right? These are very credential things, and it's a very handy equipment. And
See,
this is the basically,
I
yeah,
have a
yeah,
question.
yes.
Yeah, shown us how to get the record from the frame back onto convert it to a PDF or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically we have not done microfilming at all, so I not don't have much idea about it. So, but when we are saving the images onto the microfilm, are we going to save it directly from a hard copy, or you will save it from a scanned image?
It is from the digitized image. This is the biggest advantage in the archive writer, that we are in normal course earlier. Conventionally, when you're doing microfilming from a straight microfilmer, which is a microfilm camera, in a day you are able to do about 600 to 700 images, basically, but and that also purely black and white images. But now what is happening is that, as I told you, most of these virtual scanners are capable of doing almost about 5,000 pages in an 8-hour shift. So you take those 5,000 pages, and these images are captured in color, true color. But in the microfilm process, though there is an option of color microfilm also, but it's a very expensive process. And what we are doing in this imaging field or archiving is that we are more concerned about the content or the information or the knowledge that is available there, basically. So black and white microfilm is not a position for an in-house equipment, somebody who has an in-house equipment. It will cost less than a rupee per page, honestly, to preserve it on microfilm for next 500 years. And through the digital technology, what happens is that first on the scanner we are doing 5,008 hours. Then through the archive writer, we are capable of doing 12,008 hour shift. But if our output, if there are two scanners, one archive writer can take care of the output of two scanners. So it is basically digital too. And also the biggest advantage is that, whole lot of information nowadays is happening on emails or your own digital formats and others. So archive writer is now in a position to take all that digital information, and without going through the paper process, it will give you a microfilm of that. So in this current COVID work from home and scenario where everything is happening online and digitally, there are organizations who would probably want that, okay, we have a critical information or whatever is happening on our emails or exchange of correspondence through Word and other Excel and other sheets and formats should also get permanently recorded somewhere. For that, it is an ideal device. And to tell you, just, as we keep moving along, we will, of course, interact and find. But just to give you a small example, now all this COVID vaccine situation is going on. But every vaccine or every time a medicine is brought into the market, it is supposed to be tested on whatever for 2 3 years, and then you have to have those case studies, and you have to have study all those individuals and things like that, and all that information has to be preserved for maybe 30 40 50 years, and there is no digital media as of now which can give you an assurance that, okay, you have a DVD, or earlier you were having CDs or whatever, that DVD will be there 5 years from now or whatever. Already, other media are coming. So the technology is changing. So microfilm is the only base material, and American FDA actually allows all the medical tests and whatever testing records and other things like that to be kept on microfilm as a legal medium. And same thing in the Indian Information Technology Act also allows microfilm as a primary legal evidence. So like this is one kind of a case, and there are a whole lot of organizations who are doing medical testing on behalf of overseas drug companies in India, and all those records have to be maintained for theoretically all times to come. You know, drug trials and things like that. This is one of those cases. Then statutory records of organizations. A company which gets formed today, all its shareholders' records, AGMs and board of directors records, and all those records have to be maintained till the life of the company. So those are the kind of records that we are kind of keeping in addition to scanning of those images on microfilm. And some of the largest companies in the country, including the Airtel Group and Hero Group and others, have already done it, work with us on these kind of statutory and critical records, basically.
Yeah. For example, the thing is, now if client has already scanned a lot of records.
Yes.
Like we have done scanning for a collector office where they have scanned the entire record room, right? So those records even are predating independence, for example.
Correct. Right.
So they are already scanned. So these can be converted into a microfilm record for long term.
Exactly. Yeah, you're exactly right, because what had happened was that Andhra Pradesh, before split, basically was the first the first state, and in fact it was the pioneer for any kind of technology development and things like that, and they were the first state to go in for digitization of land records. You know, so that this started, I think, 15 years ago or even earlier. I won't be surprised. And what
around 15, around 15 years ago.
Yeah, around 15 years ago. So what they did was that they digitized all those land records, and they put them on DLT and DAT tapes, basically, which were, of course, at that time supposed to be the best media available. But around 2010-11 or something like that, we received a call from the boss of CMC, which was, of course, also a government company before the Tatas took it over. Yeah, at that time. That we are now kind of trying to look for some information, and the DLT drives, the tape drives, are blank. We are not able to retrieve the information. So you see, that is now a direct case where you find that the digital information has vanished, and if it was on microfilm, then we would have been able to recreate that information within a few hours only. So that is the right application for putting on microfilm. So a lot of government records, birth and death records, marriage records, your property records, your land records, everything actually need to be preserved for all times to come. Just to tell you, for instance, our company did the microfilming of land records of Delhi. And again, these land records predate 150 years, and most of them are in Urdu, for instance. In 1850s or 1870s and 80s, most of that work for land records was being done in Urdu. So we did a whole lot of those records, and they were very, very fragile when we put them on microfilm. About 6 or 7 years ago, somebody just came to us with a microfilm roll that I've come from Department of Revenue, Delhi government, because we now want to digitize these records. and this is the only compact source that we have on which all our data is available. You know, we were very happy. In fact, we told them, and so we in 1996, 97, we did all these records for you. But then from microfilm, you know, it was easy to scan and then put the things immediately on the computer, basically.
Yeah.
So these are some of the application areas, and you can keep thinking about, you know, a whole lot of universities, examination records, student records, because they have to be kept for all times to come. Means your Delhi University, Calcutta University, if they're 100 years old, then they still have all the examination results, records, student records of the students. So the paper will deteriorate over a period of time, but microfilm will immediately be there. And from microfilm, you can instantly digitize the page that you want. The second big advantage, as I was about to mention, is that when you normally scan any document, that document gets a unique reference number. If you look at the properties of the document, if either you are generating the number yourself or you are putting the index yourself on the document identity, basically or if it is a computer, this thing, then you are continuously scanning thousands of records, then the machine is generating and putting a number on every document, let's say in an automatic document feeder or something like that. But when you are scanning that information through the archive writer is putting that same address on next to every microfilm image, so that when you are scanning the image and you find that next to that image there is a digital address available also. So these are some of the unique things that you are immediately able to interlink, you know, that yes, this is a microfilm image, but its corresponding digital image is located here. So there is whole lot of, you know, kind of foolproof kind of a mechanism whereby your records, that's why we call it a disaster proof system, basically. You know? Yeah.
Right. And as we can see, like you can admission records, alumni records, universities can digitize these things. And you can also visit our Micrographics India YouTube channel. You can see a whole lot of videos which will help you to understand where and when microfilming and digitization will help you and can help our customers. So, and this has been explained in the beginning by Mr. Sandhu only, that how this process works. So, like starting from your record files, you digitize it using our scanners. Then everything gets stored in the computer or your server. Then from server, it gets microfilmed. Then microfilm, you can store that microfilm, and whenever you need to retrieve that document, you can use the microfilm scanning. So this is the whole process of record management. And apart from this, we also deal with a lot of softwares. One of our proprietary software is MIDoc DSpace. So we have a fully customized DSpace document software. I mean, currently we are implementing with some of the government organizations and non-profit organizations also. So it is like it's one of the best in the world. Like more than 30-40 countries, more than 35 countries are using it, and it has been developed by by the collaboration of many universities and scientists. So everything, like from single sign-on to the it provides all kind of security features, searching features. Your metadata gets stored, and also it is linked with Google also. So all the analytics and everything you can see. So these things we also deliver it with our scanners, and these are the customers that we have served. Uh, like from AIMS to BHEL, Apollo, NTPC.
Change the sheet. Change the sheet.
Yes, sir.
So our client list apparently has some of the most prestigious institutions in the country. So that way there is a good reference available in terms of installations of equipment, client reference lists, so that when you go and talk to prospective clients about the equipment or this thing, uh, uh, a supportive, good client this thing reference would be available, like CDAC and DRDO, Ministry of Home, newspapers, Lok Sabha, presidents of this thing. So everywhere we have done some work or the other in some form.
We have already discussed the applications from your legal documents.
Just hold on to this page, because now you can just get an idea of how many different departments you can probably look at as far as prospective clients are concerned.
Okay, so I mean, medical records, financial records, research papers, employee records, legal documents, corporate records. So we are practically covering each and every domain of the industry. So I mean, if I have to cut down to the summary, any organization which has large amount of documents, they are our prospective clients. Uh, because they need to preserve it, they need, and they all, I mean, because of this pandemic, working from home, they need remote information. So right now they are in need of this thing. They've never thought of it before 2020. I mean, some of the organizations, they were kind of lazy, but right now they are also active, and they need these kind of solutions because they have many documents, many file room. Their file room is like highly compact, and they need all those documents on the server or their internal document management systems. I mean, why? I mean, this is kind of why our company uh, is serving our clients for last 30 years. We are also in the panel of the BIS, and, and we have won various awards. And we also take pride in the fact that we represent highly reputed international original equipment manufacturers, and we have a large and installed equipment base in India with most prestigious clients, which you have seen. Uh,
So essentially, I think I just want to highlight that we are a company which deals in every kind of document management solution, which means that any organization, small to medium to large, having any kind of document archiving, long-term archiving, digitization solutions, we have the entire range of equipment, basically. So the whole circle, they don't have to kind of go to different organizations to try and look for, okay, buy this from this, buy this from this. And we actually represent and deal with the best equipment possible. And wherever there are customers who enter into maintenance contracts and other things, their equipments keep running, basically. There are equipments running for 10 years, 12 years. We're maintaining them, and customers are happy. Anything they require, anything new, they come back to us because they know that, okay, this company will provide good after sales support and will be there whenever they need in terms of any kind of technical help, future information about new products coming in, and everything like that. And
Right.
we will support our distributors, resellers in every possible way, like through these webinars with promotional documents. We'll try and convince clients on quality issues. We have many other PPT presentations and others highlighting different elements on quality issues, which down the line, depending upon your interest, you can always come back and ask us for more. But wherever you require any kind of a support, it will be available to you as quickly as possible, basically.
Right. And we have a marketing collateral drive with us where you can find all the graphics and everything which you need for the promotion part, and we'll keep providing you. all those things. Uh,
And wherever we will have any kind of inquiry from your area or something like that, then automatically it comes to your area, to you, basically. That's it.
right. I
Mr.
mean,
Sattu, would you like to add something? Hello?
See, I would request the Chandigarh team to, in case they have any query, they can ask whether they have understood what we have tried to explain to them. So maybe Mr. SP Singh and team can tell us something about this.
Yes, so we understand all the product which we are doing.
Okay.
So whatever the list you have given, like TBR, say, all these are our existing customer. We already sold a photocopier over there, Toshiba. So now we will go with this port brochures and all these things. No? We have not basically explained to the customer about this product till date. Even Survey of India, we have good customer. We have installed number of copies over there. So almost whatever the list you send, 80% of our customers.
Hello, very good. Very good, but there still be more basically, because I remember a few years ago, Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar, they got further examination record. But again, the point is that sometimes they do have budget problems. So that is why, so that challenge will remain, honestly speaking, and that is why we need to identify, for instance, in your case, Chandigarh Bhakra Vyas Management Board, for instance, is an institution by itself. It's such a large organization with 10,000, 15,000 crore budget. But the headquarters is in Chandigarh. So if you know senior people there, they must be having hundreds and thousands of drawings and everything like that of their.
Mr. Gupta is IT head over there.
So if you convince him that, look here, you set up a system, in-house system, and they can preserve all their critical information, and it's a very critical kind of an organization which is supporting how many 3 or 4 states now, all the water which is going in Punjab, Haryana and Rajasthan, and also. So I'm just trying to say that so these are the organizations who will have the money also, who will not get scared of expensive equipment, because you are saying that it is an equipment you are going to buy once and it will solve your problem for all times to come, basically. And so these are the things like Semiconductor Limited, PGI, for instance, you can talk to them. So there are all kinds of organizations. Every state will have, in my opinion, every state will have. Punjab State Archives is there, Haryana State Archives is there.
Sir, there is one question. Basically, what is your basis scanner A3 which starts from minimum? What is the basically cost roughly for idea?
A3 scanner is starting at 12.5 lakhs, honestly speaking. But the quality of image and the quality of output and productivity is far higher, and that is why I'm saying that organizations who are quality conscious will be the only ones who will be able to afford it. Means we have shown you 3 photographs of low-end products also, like Caesar and others, starting at 40,000, or A Vision, that paper scan is maybe around 22,000 rupees, and book scan is somewhere in around 80 or 90,000 rupees. So you can offer it also to them, but then these are not heavy duty equipments, these will only do the job. Okay, fine, you have done the scanning, but for organizations who require, high quality work and who.
Sir, there is one more question. If some basically we will touch all the customers and we'll give is there any possibility to show the demonstration if customer required or what?
The point only is we feel that it is for a person from Punjab and Haryana can come to Delhi easily. We have most of these equipments in our office only, basically. So not the OSQ series or archive writer, but that archive writer we have installed in Nehru Memorial Museum, for instance. If there is a large organization, for instance, we've just few days ago given demo to a ministry officials there, and when they come and see it functioning in a government department, their confidence increases, basically, that there is already somebody already using it, you know. So like overhead scanner is also there, OS 12002 advanced in National Archives of India. So all these institutions are there. So we can show the demo in either in our office or we can show it here. And
Like sir, I am the partner of Toshiba, Kyocera and Canon. Okay, last month we did the roadshow due to Corona. We did the roadshow in the office only, na. So we have called many customers from the PGI, irrigation, Punjab and Haryana High Court. So can we do such type of activity where customer should be aware about our these products?
You know, the point is that if you want physically, customers will come to your active. You think they will come to your office?
Yeah.
So I'm only saying is where you think that yes, there could be customers coming, maybe 15, 20 of them, prospective customers over a period of 2-3 days. Then we could probably transport a machine like OS 15,000 to your office for 2-3 days, you know. And we could keep it in your office and give a demo to them. Delta can be transported. The other machines are little bit heavier, you know. OS 12,002 is 80-90 kilos, for instance. So it will be difficult to kind of transport.
What is the basically size of the machine, roughly? Size of the dimensions, like?
These are mostly the A3 and A3 machines are small desktop machine. The footprint is hardly 1.5 feet by 1.5 feet or 2 feet, 2 feet. The A2 machine, OS 12002, is, let us say, 3 feet by 3 feet base. It goes high by 4 feet, but 4-5 feet, but then the base requirement is 3 feet by 3 feet. So OSQ series is a little bit even bigger. But for smaller machines, we can give Delta is just a desktop, small, very, very small equipment. So Delta can be brought in, OS 15,000 can be brought in, you know, they can come in and over and given it or whatever it is. The others can be shown videos and then they can come across and have a look, basically.
Yeah, what I also feel, maybe the smaller one can be physically installed there and shown to the customer. The larger one, probably we can give the brochure, we can show the video.
And they can come over also, come to Delhi. Delhi is not a problem. We have had, Mr. Silva will have an issue because there is a little bit longer distance involved, but we have an equipment installed in DRDO Knowledge Center in Hyderabad. We have an equipment in Institute of National Medical Heritage again, Secunderabad. Then installed in a private institution, again a very high quality equipment. So
DRDO basically TBRL and SASE, these are very good customers in the Chandigarh. So we have installed number of equipment over there, like for